purple horizon. The impact sent tremors through the small observatory as something streaked across the night sky and crashed into the forest below. Dr. Chen's mountain facility, Kai Chen, grabbed his emergency kit and rushed toward the billowing smoke. Rising from between the ancient pines a kilometer away, this wasn't a meteor, he thought, his heart racing as he navigated the rough terrain and darkness. This was something else entirely. For 3 years he had isolated himself in this remote research station, tracking cosmic anomalies that nobody in the scientific community took seriously. Now one appeared to have literally fallen into his backyard. The crash site glowed with an eerie blue luminescence. Kai approached cautiously his flashlight, revealing shimmering metal unlike any earth alloy. When he touched the hull, it hummed beneath his fingertips, reacting to his body heat. A seam appeared along the curved surface, revealing a figure slumped inside. She was humanoid but unmistakably alien. Her skin was a deep purple with subtle, iridescent patterns that shifted in the moonlight. Where the glow of his flashlight touched her unconscious form, he could see injuries, a dark fluid seeping from a wound on her temple. Kai hesitated only briefly. Before making his decision, anyone watching these same cosmic patterns as he had been couldn't be an enemy. He carefully extracted her from the vessel, noting her unusual weight distribution as he carried her back toward his laboratory. The alien stirred as he placed her on the examination table, her eyes fluttering open, revealing irises of brilliant amber with vertical pupils that contracted sharply in the laboratory. "Light fear or attack, don't hurt me, please," she whispered, her voice melodic. "Despite the underlying panaceum, not going to hurt you, Kai," said, keeping his hands visible. "I want to help her." Gaze darted around the laboratory, taking in the whiteboards covered in equations and star charts. Expression shifted from fear to surprise. Studying the resonance rifts, she said in nearly perfect English. Though with an accent he couldn't play, Sky stepped back, astonished. "How do you know our language? And what did you call them?" Her purple hand reached toward his star charts, the tiers. "In space-time where dimensions overlap, we call them Ajira passages. My people have been mapping them for centuries. My name is Aya. I'm a researcher from Lysithia," she continued, watching him cautiously. "We detected unusual activity in this sector. Your calculations," she gestured to his equations, "are remarkable for your species' level of advancementium." "Dr. Kai Chen," he replied, trying to process everything. "Most Earth scientists think my theories are nonsense." She attempted to sit up, wincing with pain. "I have been monitoring your transmissions for years. Your theories are correct, though incomplete." Kai helped steady her, noticing how her purple skin felt smooth and warm beneath his touch. She looked surprisingly human despite her coloration, her features delicate yet strong. "Why did you crash?" "Aya, miscalculation," she admitted. "The rift I was studying collapsed unexpectedly. I need to repair my vessel and return home before my absence is noticed there." Eyes met, and something passed between them. A recognition of kindred spirits separated by the vastness of space, yet united by Hilipukai found himself promising. "But first, let me treat your injuries." He carefully cleaned the wound on her temple. Aya studied his face with those amber eyes. "My people have always observed humans from a distance," she said softly. "We were told your kind fears different." Sky smiled wryly as he applied a bandage to her purple skin. "Then we have something in common. I've spent my life being different." Tooth. The first light of dawn filtered through the laboratory windows, illuminating them, both human and alien scientists. Outcasts from their respective worlds, now finding unexpected connection in the glow of a strange new morning outside. The wind carried away the last traces of smoke from her crash, while inside, two beings from different worlds began to bridge the gap between stars. Quantum whispers. 3 days after Aya's crash, the laboratory had transformed into a hub of interstellar collaboration. Tools from Kai's workshop mingled with salvaged components from her ship, creating an unusual symbiosis of Earth and Lysithian. Technology's wounds had healed remarkably, fast, revealing another difference between their species. She moved with fluid grace, her purple skin catching the sunlight as she worked beside Kai on the repair schematics. "Have never seen molecules bind this way," Kai murmured, examining a piece of her ship's hull under a microscope. The properties defy our physics because you're viewing it through the limitations of three-dimensional science. Aya explained, leaning closer, amber eyes, reflecting. The microscope's light our technology incorporates. Quantum folding, allowing matter to exist partially in adjacent dimensions. Her proximity sent an unexpected warmth through.
Ice.
Chesty had always prioritized science over human connection, but Aya stirred something long dormant within him when, not working, they exchanged knowledge about their worlds. Aya described the floating cities of Lysithia, where her people studied the cosmos, while Kaya shared Earth's complex history and diverse cultures. Your species contradicts itself constantly, she observed one evening as they shared a meal she had politely attempted despite her different biology. You create beautiful art and music, yet wage wars. You seek knowledge, yet often reject evidence that challenges your beliefs. I can't argue with that, Kai smiled, finding her observations refreshingly honest. Most humans would rather fit in than stand apart. It's why I came here away from everyone. Aya's expression softened as she studied his face. You are different. Aren't you a solitary star? Their eyes held for a moment longer than necessary, before both looked away unknown. To them, a surveillance satellite had detected the unusual energy signature from Aya's crash site. Agent Alex Cooper reviewed the data in his Washington office, his stern features illuminated by multiple monitors. Whatever this is, it's not one of ours, and definitely not Russian or Chinese, he told his team. We're looking at technology beyond anything on Earth. Get me everything on the property owner. Satellite images showed Dr. Kai Chen's remote laboratory nestled among mountains. Former prodigy physicist Cooper read from the file multiple published papers on theoretical cosmic anomalies before withdrawing from academia 3 years ago. No family, no social media, minimal digital footprint. Dispatch a ground team, Cooper ordered. I want eyes on that facility within 48 hours. Back at the laboratory, Aya and Kai had experienced a breakthrough. We realign your navigation system to account for Earth's position relative to the rift, Kai suggested, their hands brushing as they both reached for the same tool. We might be able to predict when the next stable passage will form. Maya nodded, her purple features animated with excitement. The equations support your theory, but we'll need to boost the sensor array to detect such subtle fluctuations working side by side. Their bodies often touched accidentally at first, then with growing comfort neither acknowledged the changing nature of their interaction, but both felt it, a gravitational pull neither had anticipated. That night, as a storm raged outside, Aya found Kai on the observation deck staring at the cloud-covered sky. The stars help me think, he explained as she joined him. Even when I can't see them, I know they're there, constant amid chaos from my world. Your sun is just another distant point of light, she said softly. I never imagined I would stand beneath it, feeling its warmth. Or she hesitated, meeting a human who understands the cosmos as you do. Lightning flashed, illuminating her purple features against all scientific logic. Kai felt an impulse to touch her face, to trace the contours that had become increasingly fascinating to him. Your species believes itself alone in the universe, she whispered, her amber eyes reflecting the storm's electricity. Here we are, Kai repeated, his voice barely audible above the thunder ray. Branch crashed against the observatory dome, startling them both. The moment passed, but something had changed between them, a recognition that transcended their biological differences. Following morning, as they resumed work, Kai noticed Aya suddenly freeze, her head tilting as though listening. Someone's coming, she whispered. Her amber eyes, wide, multiple vehicles approaching from the south. Kai rushed to his security monitors, spotting 3 black SUVs winding up the mountain road, government plates. How quickly can we move your ship, he asked, heart pounding. Not quickly enough, Aya replied, her purple skin paling slightly to a softer lavender. Who are they? People who won't understand what you are, Kai said, grabbing essential equipment. We need to hide you now. As the vehicles drew closer, the fragile connection forming between human and alien faced its first real threat. The universe had brought them together, but human fear threatened to tear them apart. Wavelength. Kai led Aya through a concealed door behind his astronomical equipment, revealing a small, underground research space they had begun to call the Quantum Lab. They won't find this, he assured her, closing the hidden entrance. I built it to shield sensitive experiments from external radiation. Completely off-the-grid footsteps and authoritative voices echoed from above as government agents swept through the main laboratory. Aya's amber eyes widened in the dim emergency lighting, her purple skin appearing almost luminous. "Your world doesn't know about mine yet, does it?" she whispered, understanding dawning on her face. "If they find MIT would change everything," Kai finished. "For better or worse, I'm not willing to let you become a test subject." The intensity in his voice surprised them both. In the days they'd worked together, something profound had developed between them, a connection that defied the vast differences of their origins. Overhead, Agent Cooper's team methodically searched the facility, confiscating research materials and scanning for unusual energy signatures. Dr. Chen's cooperation seems limited, sir. A junior agent reported. Their leader's cold eyes narrowed as he examined Kai's whiteboard covered with equations. "He's hiding something," Cooper stated. "Keep the perimeter secure. I want round-the-clock surveillance hours." Passed in tense silence before the agents finally departed, leaving monitoring equipment hidden throughout the main laboratory. Kai returned to the quantum lab, his face grimthire. Still watching, he informed Aya, "We can't go back upstairs without risking them detecting Yushi." Nodded calmly, surprisingly composed for someone stranded on an alien world. "They act exactly as our historical records predicted, fearful of the unknown. We don't have to be enemies," Kai said, settling beside her on the floor. "We should be exploring the stars together, sharing knowledge." Aya's expression softened in the blue glow of the emergency lights. "Some of my people believe the same. Many would welcome contact with humans, but our leadership remains cautious." She hesitated. "Your species still wages war against itself." Proximity of the small lab kept them close, their shoulders touching as they discussed options. Each passing hour dissolved another layer of reserve between them. "We could complete the repairs to your navigation system down here." Kai suggested. "Their detection equipment isn't sensitive enough to pick up the quantum fluctuations we're working with." Aya studied his face, her amber eyes searching. "Is that what you truly want?" "My departure," the question hung between them, charged with unspoken feelings. "I want," Kai began, then stopped, struggling to articulate emotions he'd never expected to experience. Especially for someone from another world. A sudden power fluctuation interrupted them, plunging the lab into darkness. Emergency systems failed as a massive electromagnetic pulse rolled through the mountain range, triggered by a solar flare interacting with the unusual minerals in the surrounding rocks. "That quantum stabilizer," Aya gasped, the one component they'd managed to repair from her ship. "It needs constant power, or the reaction could become unstable." They fumbled in darkness toward the delicate equipment, Kai's hands finding it first. Dangerous heat radiated from the device as the quantum matrix began to collapse. Without hesitation, Aya placed her hands over his, her innate understanding of the technology guiding them both. The device pulsed with increasing energy, threatening to release a burst that would alert every sensor for miles. Together they worked to contain the reaction. Their fingers intertwined around the failing stabilizer, Kai felt an unusual tingling where their skin touched, as if their molecular structures were harmonizing at some fundamental level. "I can't hold it much longer," Aya whispered, her voice strained. "The quantum field is seeking equilibrium." "Then let go," Kai suddenly realized. "We're fighting against the natural balance. Let's redirect it." Instead, understanding flashed in her eyes. They carefully adjusted their grip, guiding rather than restraining the energy flow. The stabilizer hummed, then settled into a new frequency, one that bridged their different technologies. Lights flickered back on, revealing their faces inches apart. Hands still joined around the now stabilized device. Neither pulled away. "What just happened?" Kai asked, breathlessly. "Our resonance patterns aligned." Aya explained softly, "It's extremely rare. Even among my own people, when two beings can harmonize at the quantum level." Their eyes locked in shared understanding. The barriers between them, human and alien, scientist and explorer, man and woman, had dissolved in that moment of perfect synchronicity. Kai reached up hesitantly, touching her purple cheek. "I've never believed in anything I couldn't prove," she whispered, leaning into his touch. "Until now, their first kiss transcended species, a gentle exploration that deepened as ancient instincts overrode Their differences, her skin felt like warm silk beneath his fingers as they slowly undressed each other, discovering the beautiful similarities and fascinating differences between their forms in the soft blue light of the quantum lab. Aya's purple skin contrasted with Kai's as they came together, their bodies finding a natural harmony that mirrored their minds. The universe seemed to contract around them, to beings bridging the vast emptiness between worlds. Afterward, they lay entwined, her head resting on his chest as he traced patterns along her shoulder. "Do your people have a word for this?" she asked, her voice tender in the darkness. "We have many," Kai replied, smiling. "Love being the simplest, and Lasithia, we call it Astroveris," she murmured. The convergence of distant stars above them, the night passed, unaware that on a small mountain on Earth, two beings from different worlds had discovered that love truly was universal, a force that could span the cosmos itself. Captured light, the laboratory breach, came at dawn, red emergency lights bathing the quantum lab as security systems detected multiple intruders. Kai and Aya barely had time to dress before the hidden door slid open, revealing Agent Cooper, flanked by armed operativists. "Been monitoring energy fluctuations for days," Cooper stated, his cold eyes fixed on Aya's purple form. "Did you really think we wouldn't detect her alien signature?" Kai stepped protectively in front of Aya. "She's a scientist." "Not a threat," Cooper smiled thinly. "That's for us to determine. We have a facility designed for exactly this scenario. Everything happened too quickly for resistance. Stun weapons incapacitated them." Both Kai's last conscious thought was Aya's amber eyes wide with fear as darkness claimed him. He awoke in a sterile white room, military doctors examining him with clinical detachment. "Where is she?" he demanded, struggling against restraint. Entered unhurried and coldly triumphant. "Your alien friend is quite remarkable. Our scientists are fascinated particularly by her unique biological makeup." "You've heard her," Kai threatened. "She's cooperating, unlike you," Cooper interrupted, showing him surveillance footage of Aya in a laboratory environment surrounded by scientists. "She seems to understand her situation better than you do." Kai studied the footage, noticing something others missed in the subtle movements of her hands. Aya was using the scientific equations they'd developed together to communicate a message only he would understand. She was counting down. "I want to see her," Kai demanded, hoping to buy time perhaps. Later, Cooper replied, "We need to discuss what you know about her species, their technology, their intentions." He leaned closer. Her ship contained weapons capabilities beyond anything on Earth air defensive systems, Kai countered. "She's a researcher, not a soldier." 20 miles away in the government facility, Aya carefully manipulated the quantum device. They'd allowed her to demonstrate that scientists watching her didn't understand she was creating a controlled resonance field attuned specifically to Kai's bioelectric signature. "I need more equipment to show you how it functions," she explained. To the lead researcher, her amber eyes revealed nothing of her true intentions. The isolation cell around Kai hummed with increasing frequency as Aya's quantum manipulation reached across space, affecting the very molecules of his restraints. They began to vibrate at a frequency that caused them to weaken. Cooper noticed too late as alarms blared throughout the facility. "Something's happening in the alien containment area," he barked into his communicator. Kai broke free as his cell door malfunctioned. He had only minutes to find Aya before the entire compound went into lockdown using access codes glimpsed from Cooper's tablet. He navigated the facility when they finally collided in a service corridor. Their reunion was brief but intense. "I knew you'd understand my message," Aya whispered against his lips. "The quantum resonance, we created it, linked us. We need to get to your ship," Kaya said. "It's in their research bay. I saw the schematics together." They moved through the facility using Aya's ability to disrupt electronic systems with precise quantum pulses behind them. Chaos spread as systems failed and confusion mounted. They reached the hangar where her repaired vessel waited. Cooper and his team only steps behind them. "You'll never make it." Off-ground, Cooper shouted, weapons raised. "Our defense systems will shoot you down, Nias." Fingers danced across her ship's control panel, her amber eyes meeting Kai's with a question he understood immediately. It was time to choose stellar convergence. The ship's engines hummed to life, pulsing with energy that rippled through the government facility, causing fluctuations in Earth technology. Kai stood at the threshold, looking back at his world, then at Aya, her purple skin illuminated by the ship's interior lights. "I can't ask you to leave everything behind," she said softly. "Your research, your World Cooper's team, was deploying heavy weapons, now preparing to disable the ship. Permanently, Kai had seconds to decide my research," he smiled. Taking her hand was always about finding what's out there now. I have the chance to see it firsthand. The door sealed behind him as Aya engaged the quantum drive. The ship phased partially between dimensions, making conventional weapons useless against it. As they accelerated upward, Kai watched Earth growing smaller, the blue planet that had been his only home diminishing against the vastness of space. "I never expected this outcome when I crashed," Aya admitted as they broke through the atmosphere. Earth's governments would scramble to understand what happened, assemble task forces, create new agencies, but they would find nothing. Guy felt a moment of vertigo, not from the acceleration, but from the enormity of his choice. "Will your people accept Aya's?" Amber eyes softened. "We have a tradition of cosmic wanderers, those who travel between worlds seeking knowledge. You'll be the first human to join their ranks, but not unwelcome." As Earth disappeared behind them, Aya showed him the navigation system. The universe spread before them like an infinite ocean of possibilities. "Where should we go?" she asked, her purple fingers intertwined with his. Kai gazed at the star map, then at the extraordinary woman beside him. "Somewhere we can study the quantum rifts together, share what we learn with both our worlds, perhaps someday bridge the gap between them." Her smile contained the warmth of distant suns. "One day your people will be ready for mine. Till then we have the stars and each other." The ship accelerated toward a distant constellation as they sealed their unlikely union with a kiss to scientists from worlds apart, united by curiosity, love, and the infinite wonders awaiting discovery. On Earth, Cooper stood in the empty hangar staring at the space where the alien vessel had vanished. His communicator buzzed with frantic questions from superiors demanding explanations. He replied, watching the stars appear in the evening sky. "The universe has its own plans in the vastness between worlds." Kai and Aya began their journey, explorers and lovers standing at the threshold of infinity, their story just beginning.